Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. Were you just coming to my channel just to see if I was going to talk about a movie that I've seen? Then yeah. Mad Max Fury Road is a sequel to Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. And you might think that this movie is a reboot, but no. Those of you think every movie that comes out is a reboot, when it's not. Every time people say it's a reboot, it's not technically a reboot. Sequel. It's a sequel, according to the studio. Those of you who don't know that it's a reboot, well, look it up. Because the sites that you're going on to is not helpful. Mad Max Fury Road is a sequel. And it's been like that for almost 30 years. And it took George Miller some time to wait for the CGI and the special effects to evolve over the years. And that makes much sense, because in 1985 and all the other action movies there from the late 70s and the early 80s and 90s, they didn't have that much special effects back then. Although they did have the computer graphics, but they didn't do as well for some movies. But I mean, CGI has been evolved over the years. And that's why George Miller took the time to make Mad Max Fury Road in 2014, where CGI has come a long way since it's been around since Star Wars. And Mad Max Fury Road, it's a new movie, takes place after the events of Beyond Thunderdome, because when I watched this movie, it looked like it took place after Thunderdome. And I'm saying Thunderdome because it's a better way for me to say Beyond Thunderdome. And Mad Max Fury Road is about Mad Max in the movie, of course. And in this movie, he gets in prison at the first part. And at one point in the movie, he does come along to meet Furiosa, played by Charlize. I can't really pronounce her name. I don't really know her. I just know Tom Hardy and Nicholas Hoult, who are also in this movie. But there are some, and let me just get right back to the plot. Mad Max Fury Road is about Mad Max. He's going on this little journey with Furiosa as he's trying to get past all this desert, and they call it Fury Road, which goes into the title. While she's on the path, she's just trying to get back to her homeland with other people along the way, and that's pretty much it. And also there's a lot of action sequences followed by the main villain. And the main villain, he is really freaky. He's freaky. Very, very freaky. Like, his mask totally reminds me of Bane from The Dark Knight Rises and a little bit from Darth Vader. But mostly it just reminds me of The Dark Knight trilogy's Bane. And now I'm going to go talk about the action. I can talk about the action sequences all the time. I mean, wow. That is just a lot of action sequences I have ever seen throughout 2010. And pretty much every year since I've been around. Because, I mean, the action movie I've seen in 2007 was Transformers. And a little bit of Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer. But I like Transformers better because that had a lot of action. And Mad Max Fury Road does the same thing. And I was entertained by this movie. I really had high hopes for this movie. I really didn't know if Tom Hardy was going to be a really good Max. But I guess he did a good job. I mean, he only had a few lines, but mostly the movie was just kind of focusing on Furiosa. But there can't be a Mad Max movie without Mad Max in the movie. Why wouldn't it be? Like, the title character can't be in it if doesn't make any sense if you call it Mad Max and not have him. If you don't have him, then where's the movie? It's a lot. Kind of weird, but it's good to see Mad Max back again on the big screen. And I remember watching Mad Max on TV and Beyond Thunderdome and The Road Warrior. And they were all pretty good. First one was about revenge. The second one had a lot of action. It was pretty much a good action movie. Beyond Thunderdome, the third one, it was okay. Just not one of my best. And that came out in 1985. And to think Mad Max Fury Road took 30 years to make. And George Miller really waited for CGI to advance. And I guess he had the idea. He just couldn't have the right idea. And I was very surprised that that it got a lot of critical acclaim and box office success. And that box office success came from the fans. But it did came off a little good with Pitch Perfect 2. But they both had good box office. And Mad Max 4 is on my anticipated films list. If you guys don't know my top 10 anticipated films of 2015, then you should just click right on my playlist that is anticipated films of 2015. You can click right below, and you can watch you can check out my list of anticipated films of 2015. I'm going to wrap this up to say Mad Max Fury Road is an awesome time. If you guys love action movies, and if those of you who are action lovers and fans of Mad Max, you might have a good time with this movie. But if you're not quite sure what Mad Max is, then where have you been? Did you even heard about Mad Max in all of your life? Or did someone ever tell you about Mad Max? You guys really don't hear much about this stuff. So go see Mad Max Fury Road, and if you haven't heard about Mad Max, the franchise, then rewatch Mad Max 1, 2, and 3. And I would give Mad Max Fury Road 4 stars. Anyway guys, thanks for watching this video. And if you can subscribe below, and you can click back right onto my channel and see what other films I'm going to be talking about. Now there was a movie that I saw last week, but I never got a chance to talk about it. But now I will. And that is Tomorrowland. So click back right onto my channel and you can watch my review. And that's all. Oh, and there was another movie that I saw this May, and it was Avengers Age of Ultron, and that's on my anticipated films of 2015. So don't go anywhere. I will be talking about that. I got a lot of stuff to talk about now that it's the summer. Summer! Woohoo! Okay, I'm good. Okay, I'm done. See you later.